We good to go?
What the fuck you doing? Just throwing shit?
Unprofessional.
Welcome back to another episode of...
You guys always talk like a normal voice and yell.
That's
We're
how we
just
do
getting
things.
fucking into it. We're in front of the camera. Welcome back to another episode of This Week in Money. I'm Brian. I'm here with my co-host Mark for another episode. What do we got this week, Mark?
So, Brian, we have Mitch Malfunctions. Senator Republican leader Mitch McConnell briefly left his own press conference last week after stopping his remarks in sentence and freezing for several seconds.
And a string of
One of Mitch's colleagues had to take him to his office to sit him down for several minutes, but the 81-year-old senator later returned to the press conference to answer a few more questions. McConnell was previously out of the Senate for almost 6 weeks earlier this year after falling and hitting his head after a dinner event at a hotel. What do we think about Mitch's
term limits, man? What the hell?
This guy's old as shit. Him freezing was one of the odder things I've ever seen.
So weird. Yeah.
Ever.
Did it come out if he actually had a stroke or not? Like, that was fucking weird.
I think he just came his pants. He either had a stroke or came his pants.
The memes were good about this.
They were.
They were. There was a couple good ones from you on that. No, these guys gotta just like hang it up. I mean, but they just can't let go. They love this shit. So.
And the amount they're making on insider trading too. I mean, can you blame them? Until they change the rules, like they got no incentive to leave.
They're not changing those rules, but hey, I mean, you can't wish harm on anybody, but this was embarrassing. I can't only imagine what other countries
That's not a very Irish saying.
It is not. Did the government just confirm that aliens exist? Former U.S. intelligence official David Grush said during Congress's recent UFO hearing that he is absolutely certain that the federal government is in possession of unidentified aerial phenomena, UAPs.
UAPs, as I like to call them.
UAPs. David also said that he was informed of a multi-decade Pentagon program that collected and reconstructed crashed UAPs.
Do you believe we have crashed craft? Stated earlier, do we have the bodies of the pilots who piloted this craft?
As I've stated publicly already in my News Nation interview, biologics came with some of these recoveries. Yeah.
Were they, I guess, human or non-human biologics?
Non-human, and that was the assessment of people with direct knowledge on the program I talked to that are currently still on the program.
And a Pentagon official spokesperson told NBC News that Grush's claims are false. Do UFOs exist?
I personally think they probably do. You know, honestly, if they do, we should be making friends with them to help us fight China. But look, we got one guy here, this Grush guy, saying it. Government says no. Who should we believe? Why is no one else coming out about this, right? But there's this airline. It's a government-operated airline that takes out of McCarran Airport.
Oh, I know
and then
about this. The white plane.
Yeah, with the red stripe. Like,
yeah.
I want to know what those fuckers are doing out there going to Area 51 every day.
They're literally working.
Doing what?
It's the commuter work.
But what they can't do that. That's what I want to know. What are they doing?
Cooking.
They're fucking talking to the aliens. I'm sure David Grush, whatever, went on this flight.
They just gave
I got some questions about that.
They gave the internet and the conspiracy theorists so much to run with after this one.
It's so good,
oh
though.
boy, but
I love it.
I wonder what these things look like.
That's what I want to know. Like, can you have sex with them? Like, what?
First thing out of your fucking mouth. Who's gonna make the aliens OnlyFans?
I'm just saying. Yeah, it's like there's a massive opportunity, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm paying $9.99 a month, maybe for some customs
That's
too.
a
It's
good
like,
one.
what's that thing look like?
We should do that. We should make it OnlyFans and just
use
put it
AI.
up.
Yeah. Be like, yo, we found the aliens.
Yeah.
There's some fucked up people.
Oh,
who
I know.
Want some shit.
Oh,
Like,
hell yeah.
Here's some underwear the aliens wore. Can concert attendees stop throwing things? In a weird new trend, artists have become the target of objects being thrown at them while performing on stage. We have someone throwing their mother's own ashes at Pink, someone throwing their phone at BB or Baby Rexha, and that caused her to get some stitches. And then we have someone throwing a bracelet at Kelsey Ballerini while she was performing on stage, and it hit her directly in the eye. But one of the targets recently, Cardi B, who had water thrown at her, she had enough and proceeded to throw the microphone back while she was on stage, which then, if you watch the video, the song kept playing. So these people are just paying to listen to an iPad. But what do we think about people throwing these UAPs at artists on stage?
Cardi did not miss a beat. She just fucking whipped it. It was like, whoa.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, you're up there performing, someone's going to do that level of disrespect, and she's got a reputation to protect. Fucking throw it back at her, I my favorite part of it was seeing someone go, well, if she didn't promote this type of behavior to her fans, it's like, yeah, fuck you. You want to create some type of like political debate?
Is Tupperware the latest meme stock? In an interesting time for Tupperware, the troubled food storage brand is battling sliding sales and a $700 million debt mountain. However, their shares have more than tripled since July 20th to just over $3. In addition, over 27% of the shares are being shorted by investors. Tupperware stock initially began moving and attracting retail investment interest following a report from the Orlando Business Journal about an investment from BlackRock. What do we think about Tupperware?
Do we really know that the report by the Orlando Business Journal was what led to this? Because I'm going to be honest, I'm not sure anyone who fucking reads that. What I think happened here is someone got a Google alert who is, a fan of Tup, and they wanted to go and create some drama. Like, I went down this deep AMC thread this weekend after some guy was commenting shit on my Twitter, and just to see the mental illness that exists among these people is fascinating. But I think there's this psychological trend that's going on with these companies that were very popular in the 90s, early 2000s. A lot of investors now who are, younger or older millennials, I guess, who have a lot of fondness of these brands, want to get into them, help revive something, just like Bed Bath & Beyond and some others. But I don't see this one as being too long-lived.
Just remember the Tupperware parties. My mom used to go to them. That's how they used to sell them. You go over to your friend's house, they sell you some Tupperware.
That's right. Yeah, it seems like a multi-level marketing scheme.
Well, now they turned it to sex toy parties. So now they have like little sex. So now all the
moms are going to sex toy parties?
I'd
like to be invited to those. Let's check back in with our friend SBF. While the disgraced FTX founder will no longer face campaign finance charges at his October trial, he's got some other problems brewing. FTX is on a mission to bounce back. FTX's lawyers are now suing SBF, accusing him of financing his criminal defense with $10 million in misappropriated funds. FTX has also proposed a plan to restart the crypto exchange for international customers. What do we think of FTX 2.0?
God, we're going to restart the fraud machine? I wonder if the back door is still built in.
You can only hope for Caroline.
He skirted this big time charge because of this little quirk in how
What's the quirk?
The quirk is between the U.S. and the Bahamian treaty, extradition treaty, that when they extradited him, that charge was not included in him getting handed over to the U.S. officials. So out of respect for the Bahamian government, they decided to drop the charge. But yeah, that's a big one.
So out of respect, theoretically, one could go to the Bahamas and commit campaign finance fraud and not get in trouble.
If you get extradited with that charge, you'll get it. But it
so
wasn't
you got to get some other charges.
It sounds like it was a paperwork fuck up. But them restarting the exchange and all this, like honestly, every single dollar that Sam touched was customer funds. I mean, or investor funds that was misappropriated. And I don't know. This guy's just got to get sued to death and. Yeah, I don't know. Just
straight to jail.
Just put him in jail.
Get him off his phone.
Daily Harvest keeps getting hit with lawsuits. Days after the meal delivery service Daily Harvest announced the voluntary recall of their French lentil and leek crumbles, the company was hit with 2 lawsuits. The recalled product caused over 130 people to go to the hospital with symptoms that puzzled doctors. About 40 of the customers who consumed this product also ended up having to get their gallbladders removed. Whoa.
Can I ask like a technical question that I'm a little bit afraid to ask at this point, but I went to Catholic school, so don't know much about science. What's a gallbladder?
I don't know.
Creates bile for digestion.
Do you need it?
You can get away with it, but it's like problematic to not have one.
Okay. All right. So it's probably something you relatively need. Got it. Okay. So we got that out of the way, those logistics. I was also under the impression that these 40 and 130 people that got sick, that they were influencers.
Oh, for sure.
And honestly, you don't wish anyone to have their gallbladder removed, but if you did, it would probably be a group of influencers.
Hey, this is the pitfalls of selling food. You know,
But Soylent's still going around.
Soylent's still going around. All those weirdos trying to get off food. But yeah, Daily Harvest, they were spending a lot of money in advertising with all the influencers. So I guess it's only a matter of time. But
French lentil and leek crust. Oh, you couldn't fucking pay me.
yeah, and it like comes in a frozen like little bucket that you have to put in your freezer and then grind.
I hope
Ooh.
Daily Greens is next. You know they're up some weird shit with all the fuck
Athletic
they do.
Greens or
yeah,
something.
Yeah.
There's something off with.
Yeah, it's
just
too
selling this
much.
like
It's
really
too much.
expensive powder on the internet, and people love it, and it's only because the influencers love it, and it's like, do people actually buy that stuff? But I don't know. I guess if they keep hospitalizing people,
There are other powders on the internet that are sold that
yeah.
don't need influencers' help.
Oh no,
Just the black web.
oh no.
In more food-related news, MrBeast is suing his food delivery partner. YouTube star MrBeast has recently partnered with Virtual Dining Concepts, that doesn't sound fake, a Florida-based virtual dining brand to launch MrBeast Burger. Now he is filing a lawsuit against his food delivery service partner, claiming the company damaged his reputation by serving customers low quality at times. And sometimes the food was inedible, he says. My biggest question is, what reputation did he have to defend? He just looks like a creep. He seems like a pervert, you know? I just don't get it.
Go. Look, this is what happens when you go and cut like a licensing deal. Like the whole concept of this was that, you know, this partner was going to go and use like a ton of independent restaurants to fulfill these orders. And when you do that deal, part of what MrBeast's team 100% knew at the time that there's a quality control problem. You've got a bunch of random people in all over the country making these burgers with different meat, different cheese, everything. And I think he just got really pissed off by it. And then now they're trying to just like, you know, claim that it was like this, you know, this virtual dining company's fault, but I don't know. Now
Really,
he's focused on
MrBeast.
Feastables. It's MrBeast.
And
Yeah.
what is Feastables?
Feastables is MrBeast's chocolate brand to try to go after Hershey's, but that's something that they fully own and operate, and they have, I guess, a little bit more control over the supply chain, which is why he's more focused on that now versus the burgers. The burgers sound like it was a rug pull, honestly. He was just trying to make a quick buck, get in and out.
Oh, yeah, that doesn't sound like MrBeast at all. Yeah, here, give me $1 billion so I can, like, you know, what? Fuck you.
And that is all for This Week in Money. Thank you for tuning in, and please make sure that you're subscribed to the Bullish Studio YouTube, all of our podcasts on whatever platform you get them on, and please leave a comment if you have any thoughts for us. But that is all for this week. Thank you.
We will see you next week for Next Week in Money.
Hold out your tongue and try to touch your elbow.
I can't do that in this suit. Just not happening.